kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December. The name Richard again. I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi guys, so I know I have cut all the other videos from Idaho 4 from the lives. So if you haven't seen that, know that I did cut them because they were all live readings and I wanted to cut out all the live parts and all of the like pauses and stuff so that it could be one flowy video as much as I could. But I didn't do that with Ethan. Ethan's was the first reading that I realized that I could mind read the chat. So I was really flowing a lot with Ethan in this reading, and I'm actually going to clip off a lot because really he ended up leaving on me, and I'm going to explain why. That's never happened before, and this is why I didn't cut the video, but I still feel like what he said was important, and now I feel like I should get it out there. What we have to understand is when Spirit's giving information, it's also how we perceive it. So there's some things in Idaho 4 that I didn't perceive correctly as far as feeling like he lived really close. Although 10 miles isn't very close, he was constantly there. He was constantly allegedly stalking them. So I would feel the energy close. See, as psychic mediums, we feel the energy. So I took it and perceived it as he lived close by, which again, 10 miles isn't very far. However, he was always there stalking. Another thing I didn't perceive correctly was, or I didn't understand, I guess at the time, is that I can pick up things and people around the case. So a lot of people, when they watch the Idaho 4 readings, they see one or two things that belong to Brent or somebody else. And it's like, oh my gosh, BK must have not done it. No, you guys, you have to understand that Spirit will talk about things that are happening around. If, say, Brent was, that happened with him where that whole thing with the SWAT happened during the time frame, I will pick it up. If he lived close to Brian, which he didn't live far, I will pick it up. Do you understand? So there's only like a few things that match him anyways. Just people don't they kind of make things want to fit where they want to fit. And this is all alleged again, but the Halloween posters or the scary movie posters, BK's sister was in a Halloween movie. Then we go to the bearded mustache. BK became disheveled. By students said this, that he became disheveled and grew a facial hair. Okay. So there might be a few things that do fit Brent, but it's only a few things. So when you take everything and you combine it together, everybody was really descriptive on talking about BK and him allegedly doing this. So that's how I take it. Remember, again, we can pick up things in the area or close or connections or puzzle pieces. Okay, with that being said, I wanted to talk really quick about Ethan's before I go ahead and get into allowing you to see the parts that I cut. So when we were doing Ethan's, I was channeling, everything was coming in really smoothly. And I thought at that time that Ethan was talking about himself, but he wasn't. He was talking about the perpetrator. And so I even kind of misperceived it at the time because I didn't know who the perpetrator was, that Ethan was kind of talking about himself. But no, he was talking about the perpetrator. He was trying to tell me about it. And he was being very smooth talking in the way that he was doing it. But I asked chat to please don't say names. Please don't say things in the chat. All of a sudden, they started talking about Hannah. And I don't read the chat when I'm doing a live. And this is one reason why I no longer do live readings anymore, is because we found out that I can pick up things from you guys. So I asked people not to do that, but they started talking about Hannah in the comments. Now, Hannah was also a, she was associate of Maddie, so I could have picked it up because of that. And it could have been because it was going on around the case again. However, once that started coming in and the chat started being louder than Ethan, he got upset and he left. And I got confused because I'm like, I'm going in one direction and I have all these readings that say one thing, and this took me in a completely different direction. And you can see how confused I get in the live reading. But, when we thought about it later on, and the girls told me, hey, they talked about that in the chat right before you pulled it up. I was like, okay, then I must have mind read chat. And this is why I don't do live readings anymore. And this is the first time I had a spirit get overwhelmed and frustrated and leave because chat's mind overtook his energy, because people don't understand how strong a mind can be. And when a lot of people are pushing a lot of thoughts on you, you can pick them up, especially at all in one time. That's why I always tell people, like, our mind is powerful, especially when it's all together. It overtook Ethan's energy and I could no longer feel him or get his information anymore. So he was doing really well. So I'm going to show you the part where he was doing really well and he was actually talking about the perpetrator. And I'm going to go ahead and clip off the other because it doesn't, it was what you guys were talking about. It was what was going on everywhere, and it didn't really have anything to do with it other than it is something that happened. And it is important because it that happened with Hannah, and there might be important in other reasons. It might have also came through because of the bullying thing. Because BK was a bullier and was bullied, and so that might have been a reference as well. But I'm going to go ahead, and that's why I'm just going to leave the first part of Ethan, or what I feel is important, and when he was really, really strong, and I'm just going to cut out wherever chat kind of interfered with my mind. And so that way Ethan's video can be out there too. This is the anniversary, and I wanted to kind of just do that for him as well. And I'm sorry that happened. I felt really bad, and I couldn't get him back because I lost my focus at that point because I didn't understand. I have all these readings that were pointing in one direction and describing this one guy and other things, and then this is a completely other direction. But again, there may have been a reason for it in a way, but in my mind and in my opinion, I feel like the chat kind of overtook spirit. And so, I mean, things happen. I'm not perfect. I'm just human, and I'm just connecting to another realm and a vibration, and I do the best that I can. And when you have 1,000 people in chat, that's going to happen. So this is I no longer do chat readings, or live cases, I should say. But I just wanted to give you a little explanation of those things because I get a lot of the same comments about, oh my gosh, there's 2 things that don't fit BK, so it must not be him, it must be Brent or this person or that person. You guys, we can pick up things around the case, puzzle pieces, connections. That was a big thing that happened during the time frame too. Everything's, we can pick up things due to timing. So I was bound to pick up some sort of it, but people also forget that BK did grow a beard and mustache. Maybe not full, but still, it's just a vision. It's just me looking through a dirty glass and seeing it. It's not going to be perfect. Until anybody does this work, they don't really understand how it works. And crime is really hard because there's no validation. It's one of the hardest things that you can do because you don't have any validation. You just have to trust with what you're getting and go with it. And, again, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only that I'm explaining this to you. And matter of fact, I better put that up. But I just wanted to sort of kind of go into that stuff because, again, I get kind of the same comments over and over. And I just don't think people realize 2 things compared to the many that I got. It's, if he knew him, but you have to understand it was a situation that was going on at the time. Plus, you can also take that, hey, the knife was also military. I could pick it up like that. He had family in the military. So it depends all on how we perceive it. Sometimes we misperceive, sometimes we misinterpret. We're just trying to take the pictures and images that we receive and interpret them the best way we can from spirit. It's not always easy. It's pretty hard sometimes. So thank you and enjoy. I will see you guys next time. Spirit always says go back to the beginning. That's where the most important information is. And, everything should be put together as puzzle pieces. But as I said, I get things around their lives. I get things around connections. Sometimes they'll send me to the best friend instead of the perpetrator. That's just, I don't know. That's just how it works. So sometimes I get connections. Sometimes I get, like I said, past, present, or future. Things that happen in the house, people that are connected to that house that not necessarily have anything to do with it now. I'm going to tell you what I'm given. Okay. If I'm not given the information, I can't tell you. So, a lot of people ask me questions and stuff, and I can't give them an answer unless spirit gives it to me. Just because people are psychic mediums does not mean they know everything. We only know what we're supposed to know, and that's just the way. Things are always as we perceive them. So it also depends on, how I'm perceiving the information. I might be perceiving the information wrong because sometimes it's hard to understand. You guys have to remember I'm connecting to a different vibration. I'm a human connecting to a different vibration. So as I always say, I'm not a mystical being. I am just a human being that's able to connect to a different vibration and communicate with spirit. Okay. Sometimes things are clear. Sometimes they're not. Things come in puzzle pieces that we have put together. I am not a police officer. I am not a detective. I do investigate a little bit, but I am not the one that is meant to find the perpetrator. We might even have the name somewhere in the readings, but it's not for me to like go find it. Like, I've been coming through to me tonight because I was like, what am I going to use for his cover page? And I was like, what was he into? I kind of asked Shazam. I was like, because I was thinking about putting him like on sports or something, and then I saw this picture of the beach, and I was like, no, I want to use the beach. Why do I want to use the beach? And she said he did surfing and beach volleyball. So there we go. That these are just puzzle pieces. This is the way that it works due to timing and things and the way that things are supposed to play out. Again, it's not up to me to catch anybody or call anybody out. Around the case that are acquaintances, that are friends, that are people that live there. Like I said, I've got names of previous residents. It doesn't mean that they're involved. It just means that they're in the situation. The very beginning, I described the person that was there, whether it be Jack D or Jack S, whoever it was, I was describing them because they're in the situation. So I always try to get from the beginning to the end, okay? I always try to get the full picture, especially in the very first reading that I do. So therefore, you know, if I'm getting information on them, it doesn't mean they're involved. It just means they're in the situation. Okay. So people that I'm describing, I honestly only see one person in the house. Now I will not be looking at the chat as I am channeling, for the simple fact that it is distracting to me. So please keep it nice in there. Don't work my people too hard. And please do not send me like, oh, it's this person, oh, it's that person. I think that happened one of the readings because I kept going back and forth between two different like POIs, but they were people that people have been talking about, and they weren't mine, and I kept seeing them, and I don't think they're involved, but I think everybody's energy was shooting it at me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys realize how strong energy is and how strong, like, if you're projecting, if a bunch of people are projecting something on you, I can pick it up. Okay. I'm a mind reader sometimes. I can actually pick up people's thoughts. So do not shoot any thoughts about who you think it is, please, because it'll mess everything up. That's why that reading, I was struggling so bad because I was literally like sitting there fighting with my mind because I know it wasn't spirit, but I kept going back and forth between these two guys, and it was because it was everybody's POI and everybody was talking about it. So please don't shoot any POIs at me. Please don't, or suspects, whoever. Please don't. Yeah, clear-headed. I know he was an active guy, but he's like coming through with that. Like that's the first thing he's showing me is he's doing push-ups and running, and
yeah,
I'm being flashed like 15 sports. Like,
yeah,
dude was a jock.
Yeah.
Anything he could play, he would play. Is the way that it comes across, and like very, very physically fit. Now I don't know if he did push-ups all the time or not, but he's like showing me him doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Kind of just that's how he wants to start.
Okay.
I wonder if he played tennis. That's not one you told me, but for some reason I see tennis. That's a new one.
Okay.
But he also comes across as very outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Whether it was hiking or whatever he wanted to do, but like I said before, whenever I was trying to figure out the picture, I wanted the beach. So I feel like the water was big with him, the beach was big with him, the lake, water sports, those kind of things. Like he just like did everything. If he walked ever with Xana like this, like, you know how when someone puts their armor on you and then they hold hands like this, like I keep seeing him walking with his arm around her and her hands like this, and they're holding hands. So I wonder if they ever walked like that, because that's what he's showing me. So I don't really know why he's showing me that.
I think I've seen a picture of them like that, but they were sitting down.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So they could be goofy. out in her. But he's just an all-American kid. I feel like he's very well-mannered, and he doesn't like injustices or things that are wrong. Like, he doesn't like people breaking the rules, is how it comes across. Like, if someone breaks the rules or if someone does something wrong, he's gonna call them out on their shit. Like, that's just the way he comes across. Like, he's one of those people, I just heard the words right is right and wrong is wrong. So he believed in, what was right. Weird. He almost has like this cop mentality, kind of. Not that he is a cop. I'm just saying, like, the mentality of it. About, like, justice and stuff. And maybe that's something he would have done, like, eventually. I don't really know. It just kind of comes across as he has that type of personality.
Yeah.
But I still feel like he still liked to have a good time. He's flipping it on me real quick. So he's kind of showing me what Xana showed me. It's weird. He kind of took me from let me validate who I am and this is me coming through to now he's flipping me back into the house.
Okay.
He said he heard something or he felt something. Sometimes when like you're across the room and you could feel someone like staring at you from over there, or if someone's about to walk in the house, it's almost like that feeling of a presence. It's like he's saying that I'm getting chills on the top of my head. He's like saying that he kind of like felt something.
Okay.
And that's why he got up, because I see but I don't feel like he woke. He probably thought it was one of the roommates or something. Like, I don't think he thought it was anything weird. It's just it's like he heard something and felt something like was weird. At the same time, I don't know why I'm getting like a glass of water. Like, if it all kind of tied in while he's up, he's gonna go get a glass of water. Like, it's
okay.
It's kind of weird. He's randomly showing me a glass of water. I don't understand. So it's kind of, I'm getting like both things.
Okay.
Like maybe he was getting up to go get a glass of water and then he felt it. There's something around that. But I hear like a creak. Like if somebody steps on the floor in like a wrong spot and the floor creaks, like I hear that. It's kind of weird. But he was like strong himself and very like athletic, he was caught off guard, and that came in Xana's reading, but he's showing me he was caught off guard. It was almost like someone hid it's like someone hid see someone like in the shadows. Like every time I see this person, they're in all black.
Okay.
Whether that's symbolic or not, or they really did wear all black, it's almost like they blend in with the shadows. They blend in with the night. Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like this part of the house was dark, other than maybe some lights coming in from the windows. So it's almost like he's. I know that bathroom came in Xana's. I don't know where the bathroom is located in that house, because it's weird. It's like weird, because I wonder where the bathroom is, because I keep getting a reference to the bathroom, but I don't think the guy was hiding in the bathroom, or if he was just next to it. Was he going to the kitchen? It really comes across like Ethan was going to the kitchen or going that direction.
Okay. Wait, you have to go through the bathroom to get to that bedroom.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that must be my validation for the bathroom, because that also came in Xana. So I know that it was so what's beyond the bathroom? Is that the kitchen or the way to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what they're telling me is basically the layout.
Yeah.
So was the guy in the bathroom? It's kind of weird. I don't know where the guy is. It's like I just see dark and I see like him in the shadows. No,
Okay.
he wasn't. I'd be curious if they had a shower curtain. Like a bathtub and a shower curtain. Because of what I just saw. I kind of just saw, like in scary movies, how like they hide in the bathtub and they're like the shower curtain's closed and someone's hiding behind the shower curtain. Like that's what I was seeing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know if the guy was just hiding there. I don't think Ethan was attacked in the bathroom. I feel like he made like the way this is coming across, and if I'm perceiving this right and seeing this right, is that this guy was hiding in the. I'd be curious if they had like a bathtub with like a shower curtain. Like I'd be curious if it was that kind of thing, because I know not every bathroom has that, but in this person was hiding in there, because it's almost like I'm Ethan and I'm passing by, and they show me passing by that, and I don't like, that's what I keep seeing.
Okay.
But then it's like I get to almost the kitchen and someone takes me from behind, and then there we go with the chokehold.
Okay.
So again, whoever this was has some kind of background where he knows some kind of jujitsu. I'm hearing jujitsu. I don't know. Jujitsu, wrestling. I don't really know. Something like that. It feels like that's
Okay.
I feel like Ethan wasn't as bad as everybody else. My head is kind of like pounding. It doesn't. It's almost like he's telling me like he didn't really know that, like he didn't know the person, or he didn't really know the person.
Okay.
Because I'm not getting like a familiarity there, but I also my side's hurting and I feel like I've been stabbed in the side. Side and stomach is like a big thing in chest area with him.
Okay.
I don't think it was as brutal as the girls for some reason. Because I feel it just, it's not coming across as that he was kind of like which is it it's just the wrong place, time.
Okay.
Is the words I just got.
Yeah.
So he shows me, and I saw this like after the reading that I think it was after Xana's reading. He's showing me like a map of like inside the house. It's like crinkled up. It has blood on it. I don't really know why he's showing me this.
Okay.
I don't know. He just did the weirdest thing right now. I don't know why my arm hurts all of a sudden too. Like this arm, this shoulder, this my left like bicep hurts all of a sudden.
All right.
It's weird. He's like standing, but he's like pointing up like that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It looks like pointing to the second floor, I guess is the way I'm taking it.
Okay.
Is like that's where the person intended to go, I guess. That's the way I'm perceiving it. And he's just standing there and he's pointing up. Okay. Because I was kind of asking about like who's the target at that time.
Right.
You know, because I'm trying to find out if he knows this person. Like if this was something that was connected to all of them or what.
Right.
Okay. Everybody clear your mind in the chat. I don't know where this is coming from. All right. So I still see what's weird is I've never gotten like a vehicle like that was driven there. That's the thing that trips me out the most is I've never seen him get in and out of a vehicle.
Right.
You know, and then they're looking for this vehicle, but normally like if there's a vehicle involved, I'll see him get in and out of a vehicle. He shows me this. For some reason he's talking about the knife. Okay. So in the beginning, I know that it was like kind of serrated. But it's also like really big.
Yep.
Like I know people are saying like Rambo knife, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. But it's like only the end is like serrated, like it has like I call it serrated because it has like little jags on the end.
Okay.
And he's showing me that it has a specific handle on it. I feel like it's got like we talked about like a guard. Okay, so then there's like a wider thing that goes around in the bottom. But then there's something, and I'm getting chills with that. But then there's something with the handle. There's initials on it or something.
Okay.
But I can't make out the initials. I get in a K, but I don't know. It's weird that there's a K on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. So it looks like it's like maybe like a dark like army type green color. Like you know that forest kind of green handle. But what's weird is I don't know if people do this to their knives, but you know how there's like I don't know if it's like wrap or tape or whatever around the handle.
Yeah.
I I've never seen that before, so I don't know if people actually do that to their
Yeah,
handles.
they do.
So he's showing me that, but it's like, again, it's like an army, like kind of green color. And it's got a guard around it, and then it's like really, really, I'd say it's like that long.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it's over the legal knives.
Right.
I don't know how many inches that is. 9. I'm hearing 9.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know how big the knives are that they think it was, but I'm hearing 9.
Yeah.
Like 9 inches, maybe.
Okay.
He had to show me the knife for some reason. Like it must be significant or unique or something. And the thing is it feels, I hear heirloom.
Okay.
So it might have been passed down, or some kind of, maybe somebody else's family member was in the military or something and they passed it down. Like it feels like it passed down for some reason, or given to someone.
Okay.
And that's why I don't think he's gotten rid of it. Like I always see it buried. I don't know what those initials mean. KP. That's like the initial I'm picking up on the knife, I think.
Okay.
Or the letters. I don't know if they're initials or letters or what they are.
Right.
But I literally wrote them in a box, like I'm seeing it on the handle or something. And that could be, it could be the people that made it. I don't really know. It could be a family member's initials. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. He said he is a junior. So that makes me feel like he carries the name of his father. Or there's a name that's passed down dad to son.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan, give me good details I haven't gotten before, please.
Yeah, this is amazing.
He's flashing that badge at me again. I don't know why I always get flashed that badge, like a cop badge or some kind of badge for something. But it feels important. He just said gonna be a surprise.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be someone that no one expects.
Yep.
Just like Rick Allen was. It's gonna be like that. This is because I keep getting like walking, but like we've always talked about before it ever came out.
Yeah.
Going through the woods in the back and coming through the back. And or watching through the back. Because I feel I've always felt like a lurking type feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I can't really, like, I feel like I'm watching someone, or I'm in the shadows kind of. But the weird thing is I feel like this person had tried to either ask, I don't know I always have a problem telling which one's which in my mind between Kaylee and Maddie, because they look so similar. He says deeper. Like this is deeper than just, it's almost like I'm a stalker because I have an obsession over something. Maybe something that one of them did, or because since the last couple of readings, I've kind of felt that, Maddie and Kaylee weren't always the nicest. Like they were just kind of stuck up a lot of the time, more Maddie than Kaylee. But I don't know, I hear the word brother.
No.
Not his brother. Not his brother. So I don't feel his brother's involved. Nothing like that. This is like a brother of somebody else.
Okay.
He's a brother. Like he's not an only child. Like I get a lot of again, that online activity comes in where he's just kind of watching online. Ethan just said they had more enemies than people thought.
Yeah. I think so.
He says that Zana was a lot different than they were. He said that they got along good. Like she got along with them, but she wasn't like them.
Yeah.
Like they were more, I keep getting, and I'm sorry, I never talk bad about anything, but I always get the word pretentious bees.
Yeah.
Like that has been coming in for the last couple weeks. I just hear it randomly when I think about the case. So more than likely the killer thought that about them. When we go back to the whole readings where the grievance. Okay, there was grievance that was coming because I was talking about school shooters, and we were saying, well, school shooters is also grievance. So this is something, it's not only that I have, it's weird because I get like a bunch of different feelings around this. You know what I mean? And I can't tell which way the feelings are coming from. I don't know if it's an obsession, like a love interest obsession, or if it's I'm mad at you obsession. Because I get that whole grievance feeling and rejection, and so maybe it's all of it. Maybe back up some revenge or some kind that had turned into like obsession or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of that feeling because I keep getting movie references for this. Like it's weird. It's like Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer, like all that kind of stuff, like those kind of movie references. And it was weird because I was getting to Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm like, well, what did they do? And so now, I don't know. But I get like the ridge of the boots. Like that always comes in as a thing. And I don't know if he just wears them for work and again, like the contracting and the handyman stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean like that's his job. That could just be something that he does or something he's good at, but it could be his job. Because I get that a lot around him, like with his hands. Like I feel like he works a lot with his hands, and he's the kind of technical or kind of mechanical, I guess I should say, person where he, for the name Kate, but I don't know if that's connected here. So I'm going to say it because I'm getting it, but again, I don't know if it connects here or not.
Okay.
It's like weird. Like I have a hard time believing that car's involved, but I mean, it could be. I never get it. Like I've never gotten it, so I can't say. I'm trying to get more on this person because it kind of just like, shoot. So the way I always see him is kind of the way that Ted described him to me, was he has, it's how people's beards and mustache goes like all the way from back here.
Yeah.
It's like it goes from back here, and then I got a beard and mustache, and it's like it's it's brown or chestnut colored is what I get. And I do get the lighter eyes. Because I'm trying to go like feature by feature so that I can kind of describe him. I do. They're showing me blue eyes, like, but these are like almost like ice blue. It's weird because they look lighter than they did before, so I'm not really sure why. But I see like definite like light eyes.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to go, and then the nose, like, okay, so like if we look, I know I hate to like keep referencing Ted Bundy, but like he has like his nose.
Okay.
Like that's the best way I could describe it. Like if you look at Ted's nose, like he has that nose. Like that's the best way I could describe it. I do, like I said, I do get a dimple. Like when he smiles or even when he's not smiling, there's a reference to a dimple there. And again, I feel like sometimes he might have shaved and sometimes he might have like the beard. And I can't figure out an age, guys. I can't. I mean, I feel like he's older. Like I don't. It's weird because I always want to go back to the frat, but that could be for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it goes to that school. Like it's not coming across that way. It's not coming across that this is a guy that went to that school. I mean, maybe at one point he did because I got dropout, but that could be a dropout at any school. I'm kind of getting a pain in my stomach for some reason. I'm getting the initial G. I don't know where that comes in. I hear the word consume. What?
Okay.
I heard consumed by hatred.
Yeah. Yep.
I also, for some reason, I've never gotten fishing before, but I'm getting fishing for some reason.
Okay.
Like that the person likes to fish or something. Some kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never gotten that before, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Other than like outdoorsman type, like I kind of get like that, but at the same time, I kind of get like nerdy. It's weird. It's like a weird combination.
Okay.
It's like I got an obsessive feeling over it. Like I'm obsessed. Right. I'm obsessed with doing something about the situation. Yeah. I think that the relative.
Yeah.
So this is. I'm getting a G really strongly for some reason, but for guy. Okay, like he's stocky. He's not. Okay. He's not skinny. Like wider shoulders, like bigger guy. But this was like very thought out. This was very planned. I've always said that from the beginning. This is This was not something like, I'm just mad at you for this and I'm going to do it. This was something that, and he knew that they were going to be there that weekend. And that's why I think everybody thinks, oh, Jack, because she's leaving him. I think that this guy made sure that, like, he watched them. He knew he was going to be leaving forever and he needed to take care of it now or never.
Yeah, I agree.
If he wanted his revenge.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what else I can get, man, because like it's like,
yeah,
it's almost like the information kind of quit coming because there's like G comes in. I don't know where the G comes in at, but it seems to come in strong, but I don't know what it is. There's some kind of like he had to have worked out, prepared. Like I feel like he prepared physically, mentally, besides just being a crazy person. Like it literally drove him crazy because of how he felt about the whole situation. Like that's how it's coming across. I don't know what the American flag is waving for. I sometimes get that with like military or government or, you know, something like that. I mean, the guy feels older. You know, I kept having that vision of him someone walking up the sidewalk with a hat and like the hair like kind of sticking out at the bottom. That's what makes me wonder if like his hair is longer sometimes also. Like he looks a little shaggy maybe.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fight and stuff that I got with Ethan, that could just like in the other readings, that could be because that happened that night or around that time, you know, and I don't know, like, I mean, this problem with this case is it has so many twists and turns with people.
Yes.
Like there's so many people around, and that's why it's like after that he quit talking to me. I'm not getting any more information. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else in.
Right. Okay. Huh.
It was like after the consumed by hatred, other than taking me back to Bundy's reading in that part, I feel like I'm not getting anything else on this. Like that's just it. Like there's nothing else.
Okay.
And stalking and obsession can come from this. You know, they've got to stalk their prey before they handle what they're going to do and get to know what people's habits are. That's why he knew she was going to be there that weekend because he stalked her.
Yeah.
And I think Kaylee thought that it was just some random person stalking her from the bar.
Yeah.
Or stalking her from downtown. And maybe he was, because I feel like he drinks and stuff.
Right.
That's why I say serial killer, like, it has that energy. You know what I mean? Like, it has the energy of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go kill a bunch of people, but it has the energy of it. That's why I've always kind of said that. Plus, there's also I guess another guy that they're calling Ted Bundy in another area that I could be picking up that as well.
Right.
You know, with the whole serial killer thing.
Yes.
So remember, my cases interconnect, and that's going on right now. So whenever I see him stalking someone else, it could easily be the other serial killer I'm picking up.
Yeah.
Because it's going on at the same time. So, you know, people got to keep that in mind that not everything I get will fit here. Although I try to make it fit here, sometimes I do get the interconnecting cases.
Right.
Like the ski name and it being that one other serial killer. But there's one that they're calling like Bundy right now.
Oh, really?
That would be it. And kind of told me, he's like, I didn't have anything to do with this. Like wrong place, wrong time. Like I was just there. Yeah. Like the way that he showed me it, I mean, he was, you know, multiple times, but it wasn't anything like the girls. And that's why he's pointing upstairs, because even Xana wasn't even the target. It was those two, and that's why he kept doing that. Okay. And I think that's why in the very first reading I was drawn to Maddie.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever it is that he does, this person, it's a very physical job. Okay. He's very physical. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's in good shape.